Today we are going to look at native and cultivated trees in Alberta. A native tree is one that naturally grows in an area. There are many different native trees found in Alberta. The types of trees found in your area depend on where you live. And there's the geographic regions of Alberta: the Canadian Shield, the Parkland, the Boreal Forest, the foothills, the grasslands, and the mountains. It's from your grade 4 social studies. The white birch is a small to medium-sized tree with many stems. The bark is thin, smooth, and marked with brown horizontal lines. The bark is light, strong, and flexible. It peels off in paper strips. Birch trees in the forest have a narrow, oval-shaped crown with a slender trunk. The leaves have a simple, round shape with a fine-toothed margin. White birch trees are not cone-bearing trees. In the past, Indigenous peoples used birch bark to build canoes. The poplar tree is very common in Canada. It is used for making paper and makes excellent firewood. The poplar tree has oval-shaped leaves that have a fine-toothed margin. The bark is smooth and yellowish. In the past, poplar trees played an important role in natural medicine. There are two types of poplar trees: aspen poplar and balsam poplar. The aspen poplar is sometimes called a white poplar, trembling aspen, white cottonwood, quivering aspen, or quaking aspen. The leaves shake or flutter in the breeze, which is why it is called a trembling or quivering aspen. The aspen poplar is a slender tree with smooth greenish-white bark that does not peel away. The seeds are found in green capsules containing clumps of cottony fluff. The aspen poplar can sprout from root suckers as well as from seeds. The leaves are simple and heart-shaped, with long, flat stalks. The upper surface of the leaf is dark green, and the underside is paler green. The margins on the leaves are fine-toothed. The balsam poplar is sometimes called the black poplar. Balsam poplar trees have straight trunks with bark that is greenish-gray when young and brown with grooves when old. The tree produces buds that contain a sticky substance that has a pleasant balsam smell. The leaves are simple and oval or wedge-shaped with fine-toothed margins. The upper surface of the leaf is dark green, and the underside is paler with rust-colored marks. Spruce trees are large trees with narrow crowns. They are coniferous or cone-bearing. Their cones are light brown and scaly. Spruce trees have needles. Their needles are four-sided, stiff, and sharp. The needles are arranged spirally on a twig. The bark of a spruce tree is scaly and grayish-brown. Spruce is the most common wood used for building in Canada. The white spruce tree is found in all forest regions in Alberta. White spruce trees are some of the first coniferous trees to start growing in burned-out pine and old aspen poplar forests. The black spruce tree is found in all forested areas, especially in northern parts of Canada. Black spruce is one of the few conifers that grows well in wetland areas such as bogs and muskeg. The pine tree is the most widespread tree in Canada. Pine trees are cone-bearing and have needles that appear in pairs. Pine bark is thin and scaly. Pine trees are most commonly used for plywood, paneling, furniture, and railway ties. Pine trees were also the most common trees used by indigenous peoples to build teepees. Pine trees are the first trees to grow back after a forest fire. The jack pine grows in areas with sandy soil. The jack pine is a common tree in the boreal forest. The lodgepole pine is a tall, slim tree that grows 30 meters or more. It is used as the poles for power lines, lodges, and buildings, which is why it is called the lodgepole pine. The lodgepole pine is a common tree in the Rocky Mountain and foothills areas. The tree is the provincial tree of Alberta. A cultivated tree is a tree that did not grow in the area naturally. Although these trees were brought from other places, they adapted to the new region and began to thrive. Two of the many cultivated trees are elm and crabapple trees. An elm tree is a deciduous broad-leafed tree. These shade trees grow well in many different soils. The elm leaf has an elliptical shape with serrated margins. The leaves do not grow opposite each other on a branch, they are staggered. Many streets in Edmonton and Calgary are lined with elm trees. Precautions have been taken to prevent elm populations from Dutch elm disease. A crabapple tree is a deciduous broadleaf tree. The crabapple tree may have white or pink flowers on a small multi-stemmed tree. The apples can be harvested in late summer or early autumn. The crabapple leaf is a dark green and oval to egg-shaped with a finely notched margin.